parkour. It's a discipline that involves using the human body to traverse through space while maintaining as much momentum as possible. Started in France by some radical guys in the late 80s, it's become widely known through awesome scenes in films like District B13 and Skyfall. It's easy to see the appeal of effortlessly vaulting over urban constructs and seeing the world in a whole new way. Hi, that sounds a lot like video games.
In their relatively short existence, games have greatly evolved the way players navigate through the geometry of their digital worlds. The most significant strides have been directly influenced by parkour, and the vaulting, jumping, climbing, and steezy tricks that come with it have pushed traversing game worlds toward being a thing of beauty. In 2014, shooters like Titanfall and Advanced Warfare stood out because of their mobility, and it was awesome. So let's salute our French brothers for trailblazing a movement that has given us so much. Let's run down 5 awesome parkour games that have led to gamers expecting fluidity, freedom, and that je ne sais quoi beauty of movement that has made player movement in games all that much better.
5. Prince of Persia, Sands of Time.
Of course, it was the French Canadians at Ubisoft who popularized wall running in a game with its 2003 breakout hit Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time. The game was largely a platformer with the prince avoiding the most video gamey of foe, spikes, utilizing his acrobatic maneuvers. It was a delicious taste of parkour and one that came with an amazing redo mechanic in the form of a magic time dagger. It cemented in our mind what a more dynamic character was capable of in a video game world, and it inspired Ubisoft to take this freedom of movement into a more grounded reality open world.
Parkour, Cat, Assassin's Creed.
The 2007 breakout hit Assassin's Creed is not only a veritable job creator due to its annualization and enormous development teams, but a groundbreaking game that allowed the player to basically free run everywhere and climb anything. Of course, that isn't completely true, but the traversal options and the style in which Altair floats through the world is intoxicating. For better or worse, it has completely influenced how third-person action games have been designed.
Haven't won yet.
Some developers have just said f*** it and made their characters fly through the world using superpowers, which I have to believe is an attempt to outdo the beauty of movement, which we see in Assassin's Creed. It's a shame it's used mostly for obnoxious chases or rooftop eavesdropping these days, but it had its effect on the first-person genre as well, and we've been able to vault, wall run, slide, and kill in supreme style ever since.
Parkour, Toi, Dying Light.
Yo, Tate, tell me about parkour at Dying Light.
In Dying Light, actually, it's pretty good. It changes the game, I guess. Here, it's like if you get overwhelmed or anything, it's like, where can I climb up? What building can I climb up? And then you can easily kind of escape some of the lesser zombies. So I was really bummed at first that there wasn't any fast travel, and I was like, oh man, running along the buildings might be too slow and whatnot. But it turns out, you know, once you start leveling up and whatnot, and then, like I said, eventually getting a grappling hook, it actually makes it super fun to just run along the rooftops, and you know, you're just climbing, or you're running and you're trying to make, you know, the next building or the next light pole. It totally works, it's totally fun, and it's always a good way to get away from zombies.
Parkour. Dude, Titanfall.
Titanfall's pilot mobility is legendary. For a game whose namesake is a big lumbering mech, the freedom of movement afforded by a jetpack and some wall runs was what excited us the most about this multiplayer game. It isn't the first multiplayer FPS to feature parkour-inspired movement. Let's all pour one out for Brink and their SMART system. But the map design and the ability synergy at play in Titanfall is truly amazing to behold. And then we all stopped playing. I don't know why, really. It's kind of a shame. And it's also a shame that the best parkour game ever didn't sell more.
Parkour. Mirror's Edge.
The
problem with doing a parkour game listicle is that Mirror's Edge is so clearly the best by such a huge leap, it isn't even fair. It holds up incredibly well on PC to this day, and the way that it weaves its action, atmosphere, and movement together is remarkable. Building up momentum by nailing rolls, slides, and jumps at just the right time just never gets old, as well as performing disarms of the police force. It's not only a love letter to the urban travel phenomenon of parkour, it's also an amazing video game. One that's getting a follow-up, which will hopefully have even better controls and be even more beautiful.
The freewheeling flow of parkour and the open-ended possibilities of game design are a match made in heaven. These games are our favorites, but what about yours? Share a gaming parkour memory in the comments below, then vault out your window, tic-tac up onto the roof, and free-run your way across the city.
GameSpot and its affiliates do not encourage or condone the use of sick-ass parkour moves at any time, and they are not liable for any grody injuries sustained in the performance of such feats. But send us a vid, though.
Oh, I actually just pulled something. All right. No, I'm good. All right. Oh, actually, I kind of did. That was bad. No, I'm fine.